What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the rumors of the PS5 Pro. Now, here's the deal. I'm not a tech guy. I'm very much, you would think I may be like an 80-year-old in terms of technology beyond YouTube. I think I know my stuff here, but really when it comes to computers or consoles and the teraflops of the world, I'm just lost, right? So if you come to this video for like literal info on the PS5 Pro, you've come to the wrong place. What I want to talk about, and I think the title and the thumbnail will reflect this quite well. I want to talk about the price, because whenever you hear that technology is so advanced, right, and again, without like really knowing how powerful, like it sounds like the PS5 Pro would be very powerful, okay? It sounds impressive. Where I come from it, because I really don't have, I'd say, the background or the knowledge to talk about that, is it worth it? And then what would the price be? Or like, should you buy it, right? Like that's I think more in my realm of discussion here. So when it comes to the price, I've seen some people, even people I respect, right? There's been some pretty crazy prices being thrown around. And I did actually see one, I think it was from like Colt Eastwood, who I think he's more of like an Xbox guy, right? Not that it necessarily matters, but I think he's normally more slanted. He's right, though. Whenever you hear these consoles that have such high power and all these things, people say, oh, that's an $1,000 console. Oh, that's $800. It never is. Specifically also with PlayStation, they have royally messed up in the past. And now, okay, here's the thing. The PS3, in the grand scheme of things, was kind of a long time ago, right? Now, like, that was where I was really birthed into the gaming movement. Like, I really grew up, in a sense, and became a gamer on PS3, okay? I really believe that. But not everybody did that. And PS3 was a long time ago, so you could argue, I guess, either way. But my point is, the PS3 was PlayStation at its cockiest, right? Going in. They dominated, they ruled the freaking world with PS2. They go into the PS3, they overcharge, they underdeliver. Xbox comes and crushes it, and Xbox had the lead in that generation with the 360 for the longest time. Now, actually, at the end of the day, PS3 outsold the 360. There's long been debate why, and one of the thing that kind of hinges on it is people say, well, the PS3, right, had the Blu-ray disc, so people kind of bought the PS3 as like a disc reader versus an actual gaming console. That's possible, and also that could also be why the PS2, a little bit of the reason why PS2 did so well as well. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to get through is they did make that mistake once. So if you think, okay, well, this PS5 Pro is going to cost $800, $900, maybe even $1,000, well, two things. Number one, I don't think they would ever make that mistake again, because they overcharged for the PS3. And here's the thing, they've never done it since. I think the PS Vita was incredibly well priced for what it was. I think the PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5. Remember when the rumors for PS5? In fact, like, here's actually the biggest argument. We already did this. We did this 5 years ago when we were getting ready for the PS5. Because getting ready for the PS5, we heard talk of what kind of, and even Xbox. It's not, this is a PlayStation video. We're talking about the PS5 Pro, but this happens all the time, and I think that's kind of the point, right? You hear how powerful this next console is, and you say, well, there's no way they can, like, they'll lose so much money if they put it out for $500 or $600. And then guess what? They put it out for $500 or $600. And as we know with consoles, and like, this is the thing, right? Consoles is maybe not the future. PlayStation is definitely more engraved in it than, say, like Xbox, right? But what we do know from like past generations, the profit that these companies make is like next to none. Like, sometimes they break even. Sometimes they make $10 to $20 for every console they make. Sometimes they lose like $5, $10, $15 for every console they sell. That's what it's been like, at least from my memory, since the PS3 and 360 era. I don't know if it was like tracked necessarily before then, but I remember seeing articles all the time from PS3 on. Either they're losing $10 or $5, or they're gaining $10 or $15. Like, that's the margin. That's the little thing that they're going based on. You know what I mean? So for people that say, well, if they sell it for $800 or $900, then they can make a little bit back. Well, that's not really, and that's kind of why consoles, are in such a situation that they're in right now, right? So I really believe the PS5 Pro will probably be around $650. If you really want to stretch it to $700, you can stretch it to $700. The only thing that you could maybe make the argument on is like PSVR 2. So I was mentioning like things well priced. Here's the thing. The PSVR 2, no, I don't have it, okay? Just transparency. I don't have the PSVR 2. From what I've seen of it, I feel like for the technology, it is reasonably priced. And again, like that's the thing with this entire discussion. For what it is, I think they priced it well. Is it a good price like for consumers? No, because of the price of that compared to, and I don't know, was it even, I think it was the same price as the PS5, maybe even a little bit more. That looks bad. The optics of that you would need to get it running, you need the PS5, and then you need to spend, say, equal amount of money on both of them, right? That's what makes it look bad. But to my point earlier, for the literal technology, it's fine. I think it's well priced. Now, I guess you could say that's an argument where it's like, okay, for the PS5 Pro, for the technology, it's going to have to be more expensive. But I just keep resting on, if they come out and they do it for $800 to $900, it's not selling. It is. They need. You got to look around and you got to see where the world is. And I know, like, oh, they're corporations. But you know what? They really, I think, do that. That's why, like, things stay in like a market kind of value. They can't come out and say, well, you know what? We would make $200 on it if we charge $1,200. You say it costs $1,000 to make, and then we can make $200. That's what we feel very comfortable in doing. Let's just do $1,200. They know that nobody on planet Earth would buy, and that's U.S., because then it changes depending on the currency. They know there's no way in hell people are going to do that, right? So there absolutely is a balance, even if, sometimes I understand, like, corporations can be greedy and things can come off, or even things can come off the wrong way. Sometimes they're purposely meant, to be bad, right? I just don't think that's the case here. I don't think it's going to be that expensive. And then let me throw in one other thing, like, is it worth it? Oh my, I mean, this one I do think is a tougher thing for what it sounds like. It sounds like it's going to be pretty powerful. You know what I mean? And there's a desire, for at least for me, and I think other people, like, you always kind of want, well, okay, you always want the new thing. You always want maybe the most powerful version of that thing. I guess I'm just at a point, and I've talked about this before, like, we need to get to games innovating versus, like, pushing the power. And again, like, I'm a power guy. I want things that are the most powerful, and I want things that look really good, but I feel like that's masked a lot of the creativity of gaming that has kind of been lost in the last, like, 10 or so years. Things have gotten bigger. Things have gotten nicer to look at. But I think the innovation has largely dropped. Not everything, but I think as a whole, you could take, like, an average, right? I think you could say that quite reasonably. So I don't know, like, am I going to get it? Honestly, I would say no. Like, right now, I think it would be no. I'd have to check my finances. I have to check with my wife, all that jazz. But no, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could actually, like, rationalize it. I don't have a PS4 Pro. I have the day one PS4, and that's it. I don't have the PS4 Pro. I used that all the way through Last of Us Part 2, through Ghost of Tsushima when the thing was, like, running like a jet engine. I just did that the whole time. And then, getting the PS5. So would I like it? Yeah. And if it's reasonably priced, if it's $600 or $650, I might consider it. I guess that's the thing with the price. If it's $700, $800, $900 plus, then I'd have a big problem with it. If they come in at like $600, $599, I think that would be pretty good, and I feel like they would do quite well with a system like that. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, if you would get it, what you think the price would be. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.